a trusted coach, a room full of questions, and allegations that don't sound like a misunderstanding. This unfolds in Florida around a gymnastics gym.
Yes, depending on the movement, yes.
They're alleging that you touched her butt and chest while she was performing a gymnastics move.
Where Oscar Olia built a reputation working with young athletes. After years of concerns and rumors, reporting brought fresh attention to the allegations. That pressure sparked a renewed investigation, and soon after, an arrest. His defense is predictable. In gymnastics, coaches guide movements. He claims any contact was strictly instructional. The conversation starts friendly, but the real focus is boundaries.
I'm a detective right now, and I'm just an officer on the side. Trying to get into the detective position. So that's why I'm here, trying to learn from him. Kind of being mentored right now. So
Congrats.
appreciate it.
You try to stay here in Key Biscayne, or you try move?
I'll probably stay here. I came from another department, so
Where at?
Miami-Dade Schools, please.
Miami-Dade School? So it's like you building that type, like you realize, oh crap, they're trusting you this much. So you have to stay in the position of continuously build that type of rapport and trust. Because fortunately, like you guys, there's great police officers, there's great coaches, but there's a complete opposite side that destroys everything that we do. And as much as you want to be, hey, I'm there for you on top, boom, 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 here, I got you. I think that's like the worst thing that I found is the fact that I tread light through so many people. But then when I started building better relationships with a lot of people, they know me for a while, invite me over the house here and there, then, you know.
Then the detective asks for his version, start to finish.
Okay, so just in your own words, talk to me about this incident that was reported to me. I believe it happened on Monday. Or
What is it? I called?
the incident that we spoke about with the girl and her brother.
Oh, okay. Before he didn't leave, he tells me, tú dijiste a mi hermana que tú querías comer su, que es de grande. I looked at him and I'm like, eso es algo que nunca en mi vida puede decir ni. Y vino un momento. Dice, tú dijiste eso a mi hermanita que tiene 6 años, que dijiste que tiene un grande lo que es comer. I was like, mire, and mind you, that's where my Spanish starts getting a little bit like this, and I'm like, yo nunca dije eso, y ni un modo a tu hermano. Y nunca va a decir eso, no solamente a tu hermano, que niño. Then later on, he tells me the kid's name, and I'm like, hey, que estaba demasiado contenta con la clase la semana pasada, que estaba ahí mamá y ella y otra niña y otra mamá quería hacer una clase private class conmigo de gimnasia. Given that type of like this. And for me, I get that faces because mom has seen me pick her up, just taking showing the camera, like not on camera, but right there in the window.
He describes being playful with kids and says parents were close enough to see it.
Have you ever had a class with her where her mom wasn't there, or they're always her mom is present?
The parents are always outside, but there's moments that they're not present.
Okay,
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. So one thing I used to bring up when I worked in the park is I've always wanted the parents to be present. But you guys know, in terms of I do. Unfortunately, these kids, parents are present. I spoke to my employees, and I have girls working for me, and I'm like, okay, tell me the truth. Don't hold back, and that's why I make sure all my employees tell me the truth. Like, please, don't lie. Oh, say it. At any moment, have you heard me say it in the word? And that's, like I said, I apologize to them. Sorry for the language, but you ever heard me say, porque lo tienen grande. And any of my students. But like, okay, you remember this? You remember, again, I'm not gonna say her name. And they're like, yes. Okay, this brother was accusing me of this. All of my employees looked at me, the eyes are baffled. One thing I do tell kids, I'm up at you, but what I do is tickle. And I tickle them here or the stomach. Parents have heard me say no. I'm in front of them, just playing around with the kid.
Do you remember like specific incidents, like we're saying that to her off the top of your head, or could you have said it to a group that she was in at any point?
I wish I could tell you, but I do.
But you just say it generally.
Yeah.
While you're coaching.
While I'm coaching, like if in gymnastics, if you're not fully tight, then the skill doesn't come in. So there's moments where this is their leg or the side of the butt. You go like this, tight, tight, because they have to tighten up. The reason why, the tighter you are, the easier the skill comes out. And as a coach, you want to coach up to a certain extent, then later on you could take a step back and just watch. Like, there you go, point your toes, stay tight. And doing this is like just tying your legs. Tight, come on.
He keeps circling back to the same argument. It was about motivation, not misconduct.
Aside from those type of touches, do you remember ever tickling this particular child?
Tickling her? Yeah, me and her, the mom who saw me multiple times, tickling her in person.
The tickling and the other stuff, is that part of like standard training of gymnastic coaches, or is that something that you think you do because you're animated, as you described?
I do it because I'm animated, and at the same time I do it because it's built a good reputation, good rapport or good vibe with the parents and kids, in the sense of like, oh, Coach Oscar is serious but funny. He knows how to communicate with the kids when they're like the one that was crying a lot. I know how to go on one knee and be like, hey, what's up? What's wrong? Mommy's, she goes, I want to go home. This. Because her mom always drops her off and she always tears. So I know ways to go on knee and just joke around like, oh my God, you just farted, relax. But you know your mommy loves you. She said, come, if you cry right now, the class 1 hour will take about 45 hours. But if you just relax, the class will go quickly. And she just start relaxing, tickling again, quiet. You should relax, or just doing stuff like that. The only reason I always bring that up because my sport has a bad reputation. It has both. It has the fact of, yes, there has been cases of people, molesting children. There has been cases of people who have not done anything and been accused and lost their jobs.
At any point, did you ever get the sense that she was uncomfortable with your interactions, or did she ever make any comments to you that she was uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Well, when you say you tickle them in a playful manner when you're doing this and the parents question you about it, can you demonstrate what you mean by that?
That's the question everything hinges on. Were the athletes comfortable, or just too young to know better?
So pretty much, if they're like, for example, I have a student, she's always very, she cries for me all the time. But my mom knows moments out, grab go around like, oh my God, let's smile, oh my God, we said peace, oh my God, I'll just lift him up, and the mom half the time to there to see me do it, and that's it. Or I'll go from here, like this.
Investigators also hear claims that the coach used private lessons and trust to blur the line over time.
I understand that you say that you have to touch all parts of their bodies while you're doing a gymnastics move. I'm talking about strictly professional self. As you're doing a gymnastic move,
Just depending on the movement, yes.
They're alleging that you touched her butt and chest while she was performing a gymnastics move.
Now the detective pushes for specifics, not opinions, not explanations. Specifics.
Certain moments, there's a touch. A chest touch is if they're leaning forward, like too forward, you put chest in, like this. There's moments where it's harder. I always tell myself, and I've had conversations with my employees and other coaches, sometimes it's harder as a male coach to try build that rapport with the kids and parents when you're working that with women's gymnastics.
So do you ever teach classes alone, or your employees are always there with you?
Now, before I did, due to the fact that it was very hard to find employees, but now I have employees working with me, and the only times that I did work alone would be the 2:30 Mondays and Wednesdays, and in the private class. I have to now revert to be like,
well, I need you to understand that it's not just you. Look at our career and what the changes that have happened with body cameras and with protocols and policy. We've all had to go through that same adjustments as the world changes. We need to adapt to the world. It's not just gymnastics. It's not just police. It's not just medical profession. The world changes and you need to change with it or get left behind.
He's confronted with direct allegations of inappropriate contact. He denies intent, but the questions shift from how he coached to whether it crossed a line. As more accounts surface, the case starts to look less like one complaint and more like a pattern. He's charged and pleads not guilty. In 2025, now 40 years old, Oscar Olia took a plea deal instead of going to trial. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of lewd and lascivious battery or sexual activity with a minor and 2 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a specified minor. A Miami-Dade judge sentenced him to 12 years in prison, followed by 10 years of probation. He'll be a registered sex offender for life.